I'm tired. You know, those words are perched on the lips of far too many people. People appear exhausted. Listen, and you'll hear it. Listen as they tell you, I'm tired of work. I'm tired of health issues. I'm tired of worrying about my finances. I'm tired of the constant barrage that the media brings into my living room every night, reminding me of the conflicts and injustices and inequities that are present in the world. Truth is, I'm tired of people. Is it any wonder then that we find ourselves worn down and worn out? The truth is that God has often used the angst that we feel from these troubles as a catalyst to lead us to a life of faith. The story of Jesus, God's Son, triumphant and compassionate, it's captured our attention and it has won over our hearts. Many are then drawn near in full assurance of faith. Others, whether they're young, old, men, women, they have embraced the certainty of hope and now have been challenged to love God deeply and to love their neighbor as themselves. They have found rest for their souls. Unfortunately, this rest has not changed the challenges to our faith. In fact, on the day after the dawn has broke and we have embraced this new faith, we find ourselves looking out on a landscape that is still all too familiar. The problems that plague the world and unsettle our hearts, they have not been removed. And it challenges us deeply because now we have to try and understand how the promise of Jesus to make all things new fits into this world. And so, for many, we find that they have exchanged this certain faith now, and it's all riddled with doubt. They have taken a hope that was meant to bring full assurance, and in its place now it's swallowed up in despair. And this call to love, it appears that our hearts have grown a callous of indifference. Now I want you to know that the generations of believers that have preceded us were not unfamiliar with these struggles. In fact, the writer of the book of Hebrews, he understood the struggles that were facing the congregation in his day. He took notice of the struggles that they had with trials and persecutions and hardships. And he saw the effect that it had on their life. Many of them began to falter in their faith. Others just went through the motions, running half-heartedly, while others, they just stopped running altogether. And so as a result, he took out his pen and he began to confront head-on those issues. He was relentless in his appeals. As you read through the book of Hebrews, you'll see him opposing their false assumptions and providing instruction meant to deepen their faith, and all with the intention that he would entreat them to once again re-enter the race, to run stronger and with greater endurance. You know, in the coming weeks, we're going to engage a study in that book of Hebrews, and we're going to learn a lot of things. And in the process, I hope that we develop stronger faith muscles, that we increase our stamina so that we could run this race with more endurance, laying aside the sin that so easily entangles us, laying aside all the encumbrances that we find in this world. And instead, we learn to fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despised its shame, and is now sitting at the right hand of the Father. Are you ready to run the race marked out?